I got asked to coordinate the food for our church's Fathers and Sons campout. For some people, this would mean coordinating the food. For me, it meant planning, preparing, and cooking the food. I don't need no stinking help. The dinner menu was sourdough cornbread that I cooked at home in the oven, Dutch oven sourdough biscuits, and Dutch oven potatoes. Cooking good Dutch oven potatoes is simple. Lots of bacon, lots of salt, some potatoes, your favorite cream of soup. I used chicken in this case, a bunch of sour cream, and of course at the end you gotta smother it in cheese. Can't go wrong with this recipe. I got all my rolls loaded into the Dutch ovens. They needed about 3 hours to rise. About 45 minutes before I was ready to cook, I got my charcoal started. So I had Dutch oven catastrophe here. I had 3 Dutch ovens stacked up, and when I set the big one in the pan, these 2 tipped over, and they were only taking up like half of the Dutch oven space after they tipped. So maybe they'll rectify. We'll see. Some people count the number of briquettes. I just put what looks like enough on there. My rolls turned out okay, even the ones that ended up kind of smushed. Dutch oven potatoes are bubbling. That's a good sign. Now it just needs cheese. The main course was brisket that I had a friend cook up for me. Smoking meat's one of those things I haven't mastered yet. He did a fantastic job with the brisket, and it was the hit of the meal for sure. We ended up having a little over 60 people, but nobody went away hungry. Cut it pretty close on the potatoes, but we had plenty of salad left. I only included the salad because boys have mothers. With dinner out of the way, it was time to get our cobbler prepared. I used a simple recipe, a couple cans of pie filling, sprinkle a cake mix on top, add about a half a can of water, a bunch of butter and some brown sugar, a cherry pineapple, a peach, and an apple cobbler seemed to keep the crowd at bay, but probably only because I had a couple of gallons of ice cream as well. Breakfast was at 8 the next morning, which meant I got charcoal started about 5:30. This morning's meal was cowboy breakfast, the perfect meal if you don't know really how to cook. Add some hash browns, a bunch of salt, some leftover brisket, some onions, and a bunch of eggs. Mix it all together, cook it for about an hour. Oh, don't forget to add cheese at the end. About 6:30, the coals were ready to go. Not many people were stirring yet. I had 2 Dutch ovens of cowboy breakfast, and of course a Dutch oven with leftover brisket. I had a great time doing some Dutch oven cooking, and I didn't hear anybody complain about being hungry when they left.